Fu Media Street.
Need for Speed. A name that brings back memories, the roar of engines, the thrill of the chase, the feeling of pure, unadulterated speed. For over 2 decades, Need for Speed has been a staple in the racing game genre. Since its debut in 1994, the franchise has seen its fair share of highs and lows. From the pixelated polygons of the early days to the stunning realism of today's graphics, Need for Speed has always been about pushing the limits. But like a finely tuned sports car pushed too hard, sometimes things break down.
Fu Media Street.
Let's take a trip down memory lane, shall we? Remember the early 2000s? The era of frosted tips, low-rise jeans, and of course, Need for Speed Underground. This game was a cultural phenomenon. It took the street racing scene by storm, introducing a generation to the world of car customization. Suddenly everyone wanted neon lights under their Honda Civic. Then came Most Wanted, a game that perfected the formula. The cops were relentless, the races were intense, and the blacklist was the ultimate goal. Carbon continued the trend, introducing canyon racing and a crew-based system. These were the golden years of Need for Speed, a time when innovation and excitement went hand in hand. But, like all good things, the golden age had to end. Some argue that the decline began with Need for Speed Rivals in 2013. While it wasn't a bad game by any means, it felt like a step back. The open world was vast but empty, and the all-drive system, while ambitious, didn't quite deliver. This was the beginning of a trend for Need for Speed, a trend of missed opportunities and questionable decisions. Then came the microtransactions. Oh boy, the microtransactions Need for Speed. Payback, released in 2017, was heavily criticized for its use of loot boxes and speed cards that felt more like gambling than a rewarding progression system. It was as if the developers had taken a page out of a mobile game's playbook and inserted it into a full-price AAA title. Heat, released in 2019, attempted to address some of these concerns, but still felt like it was chasing trends rather than setting them. Fans were frustrated. They wanted the Need for Speed they knew and loved, not a watered-down cash grab. Section 5. Unbound and Uninspired, a failed attempt at revival. Fast forward to 2022, and we have Need for Speed Unbound. The game tried to inject some life into the franchise with a unique art style that blended cel-shaded characters with realistic environments, but it wasn't enough. The driving felt good, but the overall package lacked the soul and innovation of its predecessors. It was another missed opportunity.
Fu Media Street.
Section 6, The Curse of Franchise. Fatigue, Call of Duty, Halo, and Tony Hawk's Downhill Ride. Sadly, Need for Speed isn't alone in its struggles. Many iconic gaming franchises have faced similar fates. Call of Duty, once the undisputed king of first-person shooters, has become a victim of its own success. Yearly releases, recycled content, and an over-reliance on microtransactions have left many players feeling burnt out. Halo, the franchise that defined a generation of console gamers, has also lost its luster. Missteps in storytelling, questionable design choices, and a general lack of direction have left Master Chief feeling more like a washed-up space marine than a galactic hero. And who can forget Tony Hawk's Pro Skater? The series that brought skateboarding to the masses is now a shadow of its former self. Poorly received sequels, a disastrous attempt at online gaming, and the general feeling that the series had lost its way left fans wondering if Tony Hawk would ever land a 900 again. Section 7, Microtransactions, the bane of modern gaming. One of the biggest culprits in the decline of these franchises is the rise of microtransactions. What started as a way to offer cosmetic items and DLC has morphed into a predatory system that preys on players' wallets. Loot boxes, battle passes, and pay-to-win mechanics have become the norm, turning once beloved franchises into soulless cash cows. Section 8. Can these titans of gaming be revived? Is there hope for these fallen giants? Can they reclaim their former glory? The answer is a resounding maybe. Look at God of War. The franchise was reinvigorated with a bold new direction, a compelling story, and a commitment to quality gameplay. No microtransactions, no loot boxes, just pure, unadulterated gaming goodness. Gears of War is another example of a franchise that found its footing after a few missteps. By listening to fan feedback, refining its gameplay, and delivering a compelling narrative, Gears of War proved that it still had what it takes to be a major player in the gaming world. Section 90. Lessons learned, innovation, fan feedback, and the future of gaming. The rise and fall of these iconic franchises offer valuable lessons for the gaming industry. Innovation is key. Players crave new experiences, not just rehashed versions of the same old thing. Listening to fan feedback is crucial. Gamers are passionate about the franchises they love, and their voices deserve to be heard. And finally, it's time to ditch the predatory microtransactions. Gaming should be about fun, not about emptying players' wallets. By focusing on quality gameplay, compelling stories, and respecting the player base, the gaming industry can ensure that these iconic franchises have a bright future ahead of them. After all, who doesn't love a good comeback story?
Please subscribe and comment. Join the movement.
Fu Media Street. Please subscribe and like for more videos.